For our second LandSketch video, I want to focus a little bit more on cul-de-sacs and lots and the things that you're going to be able to do manipulating lots and tying lot corners together. If you remember from the first video, I showed kind of an overview of sketching in streets and drawing streets, acquiring from Google Earth. Well, those things have already been done in this particular project. You can see my data behind scenes here with my contour map. I've sketched in the site boundary, and I've also sketched in a few streets. What we want to do first is we're going to focus a little bit more on the cul-de-sac capabilities within LandSketch. So you can see here at the end of my street, we've just kind of dead-ended this, and I want to place a cul-de-sac there. So I'm going to use the Place Cul-de-sac tool from the Layout tools, and you'll notice that it's prompting me for a cul-de-sac style. There's a couple of available here by default. We'll talk about what these styles contain here in just a second. I'm just going to simply select my cul-de-sac style, pick near the end of my street, and just like that, my cul-de-sac comes in using that particular style. If I want to place another cul-de-sac down at this area of my screen, all I have to do is pick the command again. Maybe I want a smaller one, and I can go ahead and I can click at the end of that street, and again, LandSketch automatically determines the boundary geometry, the information for my lots around my cul-de-sac. We're going to zoom in a little bit down around this cul-de-sac, and we can take a look at some of the geometry that we see here. Again, these cul-de-sacs now are part of my street alignment, so as I grip the end of my street alignment here, take this information, kind of drag it around, you'll notice that the cul-de-sac moves. We resize the lots, making sure again that they fall within my minimum parameters. I can very simply right-click on this cul-de-sac, be able to say, well, you know, I don't want this centered, because by default they're going to be centered on the alignment. I'm going to simply offset it to the left, or maybe I decide that I want to offset it to the right. Just a simple click of the button goes and switches that. One thing you'll notice is as this geometry changes, and as I've offset this particular lot that we've drawn in here around the corner, this temporary lot 787, has actually violated our minimum. And again, back in our lot styles, we had a minimum, or excuse me, minimum square footage of about 9,000 feet. Well, by changing the geometry, this has now produced a lot, and it's flagging me that this lot is kind of out of compliance. We'll talk more about this in a second, but again, one of the things that we can do is as we manipulate this graphically and move it to a new location, I can very simply update my geometry, and again, now I've got a point where I've got enough length on my street where we can best fit in that lot's now okay and is not violating that minimum size that we have there specified on our lots. Let me go ahead and zoom back out. We're going to be talking about this cul-de-sac up here in a little bit, but how we control how we see those cul-de-sacs is through the creation of cul-de-sac style. Remember when I placed the cul-de-sac, it asked me which style I wanted to use, my 30-foot radius or my 42-foot radius. Well, as we modify those, you can get an idea of some of the parameters that we're using to define the cul-de-sac. So again, I just have my simple name here, cul-de-sac radius coming out from the center of my street out to my face of curb, my return radius around the edges as we come around, from our straight section of our street as we work our way around the bulb. Also, the minimum lot frontage. As we get into cul-de-sacs, we can actually specify the lot frontage to be a little bit smaller. As the pie-shaped lots come out from the back end, we can actually reduce that frontage. So we have a minimum that we target for that as well. You'll see that there's a type here. There's a circular, it's grayed out. There's also going to be a teardrop option. Again, this is still a work in progress, so we don't have that feature hooked up and online yet, but that's where we're going to be able to extend out the geometry and be able to put some tangents in here and really kind of elongate that geometry. So that'll be another type of cul-de-sac that we get to specify in here, and that's where that cul-de-sac tangent length comes into play. So that really is what I wanted to show, again, with the creation of cul-de-sacs. This capability is available in the preview release 2 that's out there right now. I just wanted to give you a quick update graphically here on screen, in this video to be able to see what's going on. Some of the other things that we're working on, obviously you can see there's some things where I've intersected this alignment. We have a little bit of that going. We're not done with that. Again, you'll probably see another video from us coming out where we'll talk more about the intersections, as well as another preview release where we're going to have some of those cleaned up. But we do have some work being progressing on that. The other things that I wanted to talk about really relate to being able to design or define additional information within my drawing here. You'll notice We have previously, sketched streets and placed cul-de-sacs. One of the other commands that we have available now is the sketch area commands. This allows me to designate a space, within my design. Maybe it's a green space. Maybe we know we want to place a park in here. Be able to define that as a green space. I'm going to use my method of pick points. We're going to do this a couple of times. I can show you the different options. But I want to create a park in this particular geometry. So I'm going to, again, kind of loosely go through and be able to pick points on screen where I want this park boundary to go. And again, I'm not getting too exact here on where my boundaries are at. We're going to talk more about, once we have this information drawn in, how it gets used in relationship to these lots. So while I'm drawing in this green space, we'll go ahead and we'll just kind of click there. We'll finish it off. You can notice here on screen, there's my name of a park. It's about 3.42 acres. And we also have the ability to click on this, have our edge point shown here, our grips kind of shown, and I can maybe manipulate this a little bit, have it look a little bit differently. And again, define this green space. So where this type of area gets applied is in some of the site statistics. So it's going to influence, how much open space we have, or dedicated space versus open space, number of lots, the acreage that's used, percentage used. So again, this is just going to be a way for you to be able to visualize on this site, where we're going to designate specific, green space in this example. One of the other types of features that we can place using the sketch area commands is for a water type feature, for example. So if we wanted to sketch in a pond, I'll set my area type. This time, instead of using my pick points, I'm just going to use a sketch command. We'll go ahead and we'll select that, and in this case it's more of a kind of a free form, kind of like what we saw with streets in the last video, where I can just kind of sketch around on screen just kind of an object I want. When it's all said and done, it'll produce that for me. And again, this is a little bit of a work in progress. You're going to see some jaggedness a little bit here to my pond. We're going to get those things cleaned up. But the idea here is that you have more of a free-form tool that's allowing you to sketch in some kind of geometry. Again, it could be for a green space. In this case, I happen to do it for my pond. So again, these areas that we draw in then have the ability to be used as kind of boundaries for where my lot lines go. So one of the other things that we've been working on is the clean up lots feature within LandSketch. I'm going to demonstrate a couple of the things that we're doing right now with this. In this case, what we're saying is really specify the lots, strike a line through the lots that you want to have projected to the nearest feature. So in this case, as I'm doing this, I'm just going to pick 2 points. I'm going to pick these 2 lots. Actually, I think we can do all of these. We'll just project those. That's my selection set. And you can see that it's extended those back lot lines out, and where it intercepts this water feature, it draws in those back boundary lines. Same thing can be done in the cleanup, to this green space that we saw up here. So as I pan up within this area of my site, I can go ahead and I can say clean up lots. And one of the other methods instead of pick point is that sketch type of command again. So as I just go through, maybe I just want to say these are the lots that I need to project up to that park boundary that we drew in before. So again, it projects those lot lines, makes them, obviously elongates the lots here, and it makes it adhere to the boundary of this green space that we've been input using the sketch area commands. One of the other things you'll notice with the lots that we've drawn up around the top area of our project is that some of these lots have actually overlapped with my project boundary. And you can see that I wasn't real careful where this information was getting placed when I was sketching in my streets. We have some of these lot lines actually go beyond the back of the back lot lines go beyond my project boundary. So again, one of the things that the cleanup lots command can do is to make sure those lots adhere to the project boundary. So again, we'll just select some of these lots and we'll say, sketch through the ones that we want to modify. So we'll pick those. And again, what you can see is that it senses where that boundary is at for the project, reprojects those lot lines. And again, you'll find that there's quite a few lots in a row here that are kind of out of compliance again with our minimum areas that we specify within our lot styles. So these types of tools, again, those are the things that we've been working on with the cleanup. You'll notice there's an area down here between the 2 streets. The ability to be able to have these lots join each other, that's another part that we're working on right now, to be able to provide that type of mending where the back lot lines can can all be projected and shared with one another as well. So again, quite a bit of work going on. You'll hopefully be able to see more about intersections in the next video, and get an update. As more things progress, you'll be able to see more of these capabilities. This concludes the video for today. I hope you're getting a better handle on the things that LandSketch is going to do for the residential designers in the conceptual phase of designing your subdivisions of your projects. And again, we welcome your feedback and invite you to keep coming back to the blog for more updates and previews and downloads, to watch the progress as we continue to get LandSketch towards release. Thanks.